Where our people at? Where our people at? Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. Who vex lose? A good afternoon to each and every one of you. Believe it or not, May, well, you hear I've gone ahead. March is running out and leaving us, folks. It's running out, it's running out, it's running out. It's the 20th day of March. It's Monday, guys. Monday, the 20th day of March, and we're heading to April and then heading to May. Yep. Hope you guys are well. Hope you've had a fantastic weekend. Hope you've had a great time, guys. It's good to see each and every one of you who've joined the podcast today. Would rather be in no other place than with this bunch of fantastic, beautiful, beautiful, spirited bunch of people. Candy Lillian Inderjeet is already here, and Isabella Butters is here too, and Ingrid King and Vina Caesar, Claire Capel, Patricia Gravesandi, Goodman, just a few hundred of us, folks, just a few hundred. And we have a tightly knit family of a couple hundreds on the Below the Belt podcast, and we value each and every one of you guys. We really value you guys and so happy that you all could be here with us. Guys, we're going to be talking to the regional chairman of region number 10, the one and only Daron Adams. We're going to be talking to the big man himself about the goings on in region 10. And we're glad to have each and every one of you, Ingrid King, Lauren Samuels, Edward Gonzalez, and Lois McKenzie, Patricia Leacock. Good to have you folks here with us. Would not have it any other way. Love having all of you here. Love having all of you here. Lots of things are happening, folks. Lots of things are happening, and we are so glad that you folks are here with us today. How are you guys doing? How was the weekend? Hope you guys had the opportunity to join our live program this morning. Guys, we're really happy that so many of you are here. And we were on this morning on FYI. Talking the things, people, talking the things, talking the things. I think what happened with Will Smith and Chris Brown, I think was a whole stage setting. I think it was staged. I think it was a setup. I think it was expected. It was agreed upon. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, folks. Let us see what happens. But I'm happy that you guys are here. Once nobody slap you, I'll be all right. Them people gonna make their money. Don't let me lose sleep over there. Them boys gonna make their money. Good. Them boys gonna make their money. It's what happened to you and me. That's the important thing. Them boys, regardless, they can make their money. Money got make. It's Hollywood, baby. It's Hollywood. Money got make. Don't make that study. Let's worry about the things that you and I can change. Right? Let that be our worry. Good. I worry when I don't see y'all showing up. That's the thing that bothered me. Right? These guys, these actresses and actors, they got the bread well buttered. Don't let me lose sleep over whether Will slap uh, Chris didn't defend themselves. Don't let me worry about those myriad issues. We got our own story to deal with. And really glad to see so many of you. We're going to be talking, as I said, with the Region 10, the chairman of that fantastic region in which my born tongue and municipality is situated, Linden. And we're going to be talking with him about what's going on in Linden, about the goings on. And we hope that you guys smash the emoji button and share the live stream as well. Share the live stream as well. Good to see each and every one of you. Good to see each and every one of you. Right? Good to see each and every one of you. Good to see you folks wherever you are. Good to see you folks wherever you are. And let us know where you're joining us from and what you're having for lunch. That interests me. I fast, guys. I wonder what you're having for lunch. Eula, say there. Eula, say there. Good to see you folks. I see Monica Harris is here as well. Good to see you, Monica. And Karen Clark is here as well. Good to see you, Karen. I gotta be scrolling up. Uh, Eula says me there. Let me call it. Let me say it as she wrote it. Me there. Folks, I die. Boom. Will Smith and slap uh, the man himself. One slap. Well, you all know what went down, guys. You all know what went down. We ain't gonna detain ourselves too much on that. But Roxanne is here. Roxanne. Odessa Jacobs is here. Good to see Roxanne. A number of things happening, folks. We wish to draw to your attention for your information and guidance. Quite a number of things are going down, including, gotta mention it, the slap heard around the world. As you know, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock last night during the Oscars, the 2022 Oscars. Yep, one slap, guys, one slap. So that is what went down there. And I don't know if I even want to play some of the audio. It's a little racy for midday show, so I'm gonna leave that bit out. But as I said, it was a slap heard around the world after Chris Rock, that is, would have made a comment about Will Smith's wife hair and her hair condition, her hair loss condition, which is called alopecia. I hope I'm calling it correctly. Apologies if I'm not hitting it the right notes. Alopecia, that's the hair condition. He made a jab at that, and apparently Will Smith wasn't taking it lightly at all. Will Smith wasn't taking it lightly at all, and Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Yep, live. There's somebody trying to call me at this hour, and clearly they don't know the podcast is on. Clearly they don't watch us. They don't know the podcast is on. Clearly they don't know the podcast is on. But I'm so grateful that you guys are here and you know the podcast is on. That's what matters. That is what matters. And we are live, folks. And we're going to have, as I said, the Region 10 chairman stopping by in just a little bit. So that happened there at the Oscars last evening. And, I don't want to get entangled in this. There are varying opinions. As a matter of fact, I got a comment early on from one of our ardent listeners and viewers to our programs. And I think what he said has validity in it. And I'm gonna read it for you guys. I think what he said has validity in it. And I am going to read it for you guys what he said. And Warren says, just let me make sure. Yeah. Warren says that I've heard too often men making fun of women's hair, wigs, and weaves out of ignorance, and too often in the pulpit, he says. Yes, preachers even. I hope this Will Smith incident will open your eyes to see these women may be suffering from apollysia, if that's the correct pronunciation. Apologies if it isn't. And if you don't and didn't know, then research, and stop it. And maybe it's a good opportunity to apologize for your ignorance, right? Alopecia, that's the name of the hair condition, the hair loss condition that apparently lots of women suffer from. And that is what sparked this slap by Will Smith to the face of Chris Brown last evening at the Oscars. And after that, Will Smith went on to win Best Actor. So go figure, after that, Will Smith went on to win Best Actor. In other news, folks, other things happen, believe it or not, the government analyst for its Food and Drug Department, the head honcho, has been removed from that substantive position. Dr. Marlon Cole was removed over the weekend as director. and he now is assisting one of the departments within that agency. Yep, Dr. Marlon Cole has been removed as the director of the government analyst food and drug department. That's what's happening that's front. And also Dr. Util Thomas was also removed back in January. We weren't even told this as the director of the Ministry of Health mental health unit, mental health department, and has just been brought back on board, albeit in a different capacity. She will now be at a clinic on the East Coast. So lots of movement. And while that was happening on that front, folks, you all know Papa Jacobot was in Essequibo last week, and over the weekend he was in Linden, in my barn tongue. He was in Linden, folks, and we're going to be following that. And while we're talking to Daron about a couple other issues, we're going to ask him about what's transpiring with these outreaches in Region 10 and if he feels that sufficient is being done for Region 10. So, guys, stay with us. Stay with us. We're happy that you are here. Also on the radar where the news is concerned and on the dashboards is the road fatalities, folks, that keeps going up, 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 up. Simply no end in sight. People continue to use the road with a wanton disregard for human life and safety. Yep, a wanton disregard where that is concerned. And so the GPF, the Ghana Police Force, says there's been a 17% drop in fatal accidents. Well, they didn't see what happened over the weekend, apparently. Right? Maybe this has been put out too prematurely. They're saying there's a 17% drop in road fatalities. We ain't seen that, and we ain't feeling it. A 17% drop. While they've also stated that there's been 26 road deaths already for 2022. 26 road deaths for 2022. And as we are on that, you should be alerted that driver's exams, yep, the driver's exams soon will be done electronically, right? And the results available immediately after. Driver's exam soon to be done electronically. Well, that could be a step. Could be a step in the right direction. It just could be a step in the right direction. And I'm very happy that all of you guys are here with us, here with me. Again, we would have it no other way. And prepare yourself, the chairman of Region 9, he's gonna be stopping by in just a little bit. And as I said, we're gonna be picking up on some of the happenings, the goings on in Region 10, and some of the happenings in also region in Linden, the municipality of Linden. We're going to be focusing our discussion on some of those things. But allow me to just align, um, yeah, allow me just to make sure all of my ducks are in a row this end. All my ducks are in a row. So I'm just trying to make sure that I have everything I need to have lined up clearly at the back end. How are you doing, Penelope Howard? How are you doing, Laverne Harry Sharon Kellman and Roxanne Odessa Jacobs? How are you guys doing out there? Good to see you folks. Yonette and Smith Undone. Good to see you, Glensis Mingo Byrne. Glenford Gordon. Good to see you. Philomena Fontenelle. Philomena Fontenelle. Good to see you there, Philomena. And all the other folks, guys. Good to see you. Welcome to Below the Belt. Who vex lose? Who vex lose? Good to see you guys. I'm so happy that you are here with us. And Daron Adams is going to be joining us in just a little bit, the Region 10 regional chairman. Just before I give you guys a shout out, go to give you guys a shout out. Just before I give some of you guys a shout out, folks like Don Morgan and Glenford Gordon, Gwenna Jones, Michaela Webster. Good afternoon to you as well. Glensis Mingoborn, we see you. We see you there, Glensis. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have you. Very, very happy that you are here with us today. Extremely, extremely happy that you are here with us today. Each and every one of you. We're happy that you guys are here with us. Hmm. Good to have you guys here with us. Really good to have you guys here with us. And let me make sure that we bringing now into the virtual studio our brother. Never mind, it's from a different mother. It's my brother, nonetheless. Daron Adams, the Region 10 regional chairman and headquartered in my born tongue. So it makes the fact that we are even more more close. Y'all don't get his story. Don't get tied up. Yeah, no guy needs to say it. Don't get tied up, figuratively and physically. Daron, my brother, welcome below the belt. How are you doing?
Hi, Sharon.
Mr. Chairman, I know you're a busy fella, and I'm so grateful that you've made some time to spend with us and bring our listeners up to date with what's happening in your region, and in particularly what's happening in Linden, my barn tongue. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
How are you doing?
You hear me clear?
Yes, yes, I'm hearing you clearly.
All right, so I'm going good. I'm great. Just recovering from that Queen's baton relay
Yep, yep,
run
yep,
that we
yep,
had.
yep. So why don't we start there? I hope that you are coming to come. And you know what, Deron, even as a runner myself, not professionally, but I love running just for the sake of it. Just so for the exercise, what the good it does for your body. Especially you find when you exercise, your thoughts are clearer, and you can be a little more productive
Yeah,
mentally and even physically. Well, both, not even physically, both mentally and physically, you
yeah,
are much more productive. And one of the things that I've learned
yeah.
is that part of running is recovery, which is the period that you were in after
Hmm.
yesterday. And I trust that you
Yes,
recover fully soonest.
yes. Yeah, I feel fit, man. I'm doing much better, I must say.
I'm happy. So what led to the Queen's baton being in Region 10? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I must say, first of all, that I was most grateful for the opportunity given to me in the office of the regional chairman to coordinate that activity, the Queen's Baton Relay for 2022, here in Region 10. As you know, the baton came in from Belize. It landed in Guyana. It involved the transition involved the British High Commissioner, UNICEF, among other diplomats, and it was handed over to the president of the Commonwealth Games Federation, who then handed it to the vice president, Mr. Charles Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Mr. Corbin would have handed it over to the regional chairman, who handed it over. I would have handed it over to the mayor, Monica Arundel, and at the end of the Guyana leg, the baton went or will be going to Grenada. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate our athletes, coaches, the support team, or the police, the ambulance team, the fire service, and all the others on the combined performance of all those who participated, I must say. It was an honor to have been at the helm to coordinate the region's leg of the event. I think history was made Saturday, and I do hope that our athletes will continue to make us proud again and again. My encouragement is for them to keep doing great work at the various association level. It provided me with the opportunity to bring all of the various sports discipline into a forum where the RDC can hear from them their concerns. And I would have given them the opportunity, and they would have allowed me the opportunity to work with them, a highly motivated group of young people from across the region. The best thing about working with them, I believe, the associations, the president, the coaches that were there, and the athletes, because it provided us, the team that I led, with the opportunity to hear firsthand from the head of those associations what are some of the issues bothering them, what are some of the things that they're passionate about, what are some of the things that they're struggling with. So it places us as policymakers in a better position. Along the route that we took, which started at Millie's Hideout and it ended up at Bay Rock, we were able to cover a number of historical sites. And I'll give you one. For example, at the Centennial Park where we stopped, the Arch,
Mm-hmm.
that was a gift to the people of Linden. We were highlighting all of the historical sites in Linden, and a lot of people learned a lot on that leg, things that they did not know, especially the young people. So the Centennial Arch was a gift to the people of Linden. It was provided by the Bauxite Company. And a little further south of that location um, was the entrance to Watuka and Richmond Hill communities. And for those who don't know and who are on the podcast listening, that area was set up in a mirror image of an apartheid setting and were off limits to local employees except for those granted special passes to work as security guard, handymen, or maids. And so what we were able to get capture from the history and the information, it was related that the then premier of Guyana, who
Mm-hmm.
was of Indo-Guyanese origin but had married to a Caucasian wife,
Mm-hmm.
was barred from entering that very area at the physical barrier that was set up for this purpose, even though his wife would have been granted entry to stay at a facility there. I think it was reported that he had to stay at the hospital.
Wow.
Um, and he was it was and we were able to highlight that one side there and to let persons know that yes, an apartheid system did happen here in Guyana, in Linden. The next historical site that we were able to take them to was the Sun Chapman. And this monument, of course, for those who don't know, is the largest terrorist incident in the Western Hemisphere up to 9/11, where the Sun Chapman was a private passenger launch built and operated by Norman Chapman to ply the route between Linden and Georgetown as an alternate to the RH car. And as the period of racial unrest gripped the rest of the country, Mr. Chapman would have received word that his launch had been targeted for sabotage. And this act was eventually carried out on the 6th July 1964, where a time delayed device exploded long after the launch had departed Georgetown for Linden in the vicinity of Horadaya on the Demerara River, and 43 persons of Afro-Guyanese descent would have perished. And with this act bringing the discord of the period to the mining community forcibly. Of course, a very good friend of mine, prominent overseas based Londoner, Dr. Stephen Carroll, who performs free medical surgeries at the Linden Hospital every year through OMAT, was found as a baby on the shore in the aftermath of that bombing. And his mother, of course, would have traveled to Georgetown to deliver that baby. And that is some of the things that we were able to bring out
Wow.
on that operation. A lot of things that people did not know.
Mm-hmm. Talk to us.
We had another incident. We had another incident that I want to share with you where Mother Hubbard at the alumina plant area, where the bauxite company then wanted to remove all of the residents from Spikeland to retrieve and Carcarro. And as the story of Linden, as it was carried, staunch resistance to the circumstances of the time would have presented itself. So one of the settlers on that land at Mackenzie, and her parents were buried on the said land. The bauxite company moved to lay out its plan for the construction of the alumina plant, and what was eventually constructed in 1961. And they sought to relocate the residents in this area known as Spikeland. And Mother Hubbard was the only resident who refused to move and indeed took the company to court and won the judgment against them, causing the layout of the plant's operation to be modified. And it excluded the land that she was declared the owner of and on which her grandchildren still reside today. And so those were some of the historical things that we were able to bring out during the